So, if you're sitting comfortably, we'll continue. For those who remember from the past few story videos, our villain of the tale, Horace Slughorn, is... No, not Horace Slughorn, no. Horace Arnold's. Sorry, got confused there. He's just been confronted by a person from his past. And now, as we continue, Chapter 4. Felicity Beaumont strode into work that morning confident. A respected lawyer at one of the country's biggest business empires, Arnold's Incorporated. This was her big break. 4 years studying law at university had led her here, and she was comfortable. As she took a seat at her desk and started to work, her head of department appeared at her booth. "Miss Beaumont?" she asked. Felicity stood up from her chair to attention and smiled. "Yes, ma'am," she answered. The department smiled at her. "I'd like to introduce you to your newest team member, Mark Farnsworth." Felicity turned from her head of department to face the man standing next to her. He was young, early 20s by the look of it, with light brown hair, piercing green eyes, and a friendly smile. He wore a suit well, though Felicity could clearly see that underneath his office shirt he had an impressive set of muscles underneath. "Since you're one of the best lawyers in the department," continued her head of department, "I'd like you to show him the ropes and what's what." "Certainly, ma'am," said Felicity. "Good," said the head. "I'll leave you to it." Felicity turned to Mark. "Right then," she said. "Shall we start with the conference room?" Mark smiled. "That would be ideal," he replied. Felicity led Mark swiftly into the large conference room, where the rectangular tables stood end to end through the middle of the room. "Now then," she began, "this is the conference room. We often have weekly meetings in here on Fridays, so—" Mark waited until the door shut firmly behind them. "Right then," he cut. "Let's get one thing clear. I'm not looking for a job here." Felicity raised an eyebrow. "You're not?" Mark scowled at her. "No," he said. "Knowing what this company has done and what it has caused, I wouldn't come here if I had a choice." Felicity frowned. "Then why are you here?" Mark stared at her. "I've been told to come here to retrieve you." Once again Felicity's eyebrow ascended. "Retrieve me?" she queried. "Retrieve me for whom?" Mark removed his jacket and began undoing the front few buttons on his office shirt. Felicity's eyes widened. "Whoa, whoa, whoa," she hollered. "I'm flattered and everything, but I have a boyfriend back home. Not one more button or I call human resources." Mark looked at her, exasperated. "Don't be ridiculous," he replied. "I also have a girlfriend and a daughter back home. I'm not implying anything yet." "What?" said Felicity. "Then what the hell are you doing that?" Mark held up his hands in a wait motion. "Please," he said, "bear with me." He removed his white office shirt, revealing a plain black shirt beneath it. Or so it seemed. As Felicity stared at the black shirt, she realized that there were electronics threaded through the fibers of the fabric. Attached across the lower part of his abs was a metal black belt with a glowing blue light at the center of it. Felicity's eyes widened. "You," she stuttered, "you're a member?" Mark nodded. He pressed the blue button in the center of the belt. Immediately there was a clanking sound as black and blue body armor attached itself around his upper body. His muscles began to swell and turn to color Felicity had only seen in the filling of a blueberry cream pie. Out of his upper body armor came a dark helmet which attached itself around Mark's skull, with a light blue visor protruding down from the top, covering Mark's eyes. Black boots and knee pads clicked into place as Felicity stared at the midnight Atlantic behemoth standing before her. "Who are you?" she gasped. Mark smiled at her. "Mark Farnsworth, accountant in training at the local college. Also a Cyborg Mutant member, codename Leviathan." Felicity's eyebrow once again arched. "What's this got to do with me?" she asked. "You used to be a member," replied Mark, "many years ago." He pressed a button on his armor, and a black and blue ball shot out of his shoulder into his hand. He held the spear up, and a beam of light shot out onto the wall, flashing images of Felicity wearing a red and blue metal armor, complete with a Boba Fett-style helmet, crystalline sleeves, and a nuclear symbol displayed across her chest. Felicity sighed. "That was a long time ago," she said. "I've changed. I spent 4 years studying law, trying to leave that path behind." Mark nodded. "Understand," he replied. "Thank you for your time. I'll tell Army you're not available." Felicity's ears pricked. Armour, she said, turning. Francis? Mark nodded. Francis Benson, yes. He's running your team? No, he's merely a recruit. He'd known you before as a cyborg mutant and thought you might be able to help us with our latest problem. As Mark turned to leave the room, Felicity thought for a moment. Wait, she cried. Can I just speak to him? Once again, Mark nodded, pressed a few buttons on his armband, and the interactive whiteboard at the front of the room flashed on and flickered before revealing the green face of Francis Benton. Before you say a word, he cut. I know I've got a lot of nerve showing my face after what happened in cartoon. Felicity smiled and shook her head. You've got to stop beating yourself up about that. It wasn't your fault. You did it right. You saved us. Francis glared at her. Only just, he said. I could easily have made a mistake. You'd be dead by now. But we're not, exclaimed Felicity. Every one of us got out of that unharmed. So what do you need me for this time? Francis sighed. It's about your boss, Horace Arnold's. Felicity raised an eyebrow once again. Go on. Horace looked at his watch. 3 p.m. Another 2 hours, and he could retire for the evening to his favourite bar, down a small glass of scotch, and return home to Jasmine, happy and content. The door crashed open, and Horace got up with a start. In the doorway stood Felicity Beaumont, one of the top lawyers of his legal team, and easily one of the best lawyers in Britain. Something about her today, though, seemed different. She was out of breath, and appeared to be very angry. Dear God, Beaumont, you startled me, said Horace. Don't barge in here like that. You could frighten someone after death. Felicity slammed the door and marched over to Horace, with fury emanating through her eyes. Generally, when you become a lawyer, she snarled, your client is supposed to give you all the information available in order for you to build an effective case. Horace's face froze with confusion. I provided you with all the information necessary for your cases, he replied calmly. Felicity opened her hand, revealing a USB drive. She rammed it into Horace's computer, where the computer buzzed and began listing various news articles, government readings, and fines. You never told me about any of this, she yelled. Horace's face curled into a sadistic grin. As I said, he replied, I provided you with all the information necessary for your cases. If any of this had come out, the trial would be a lost cause. By providing you with limited information, we can control the outcome. But it's against our integrity, protested Felicity. Horace smiled. Integrity here is irrelevant. I own 80% of this city. Integrity means nothing to me. Felicity stared at him. So that was it. Nothing left to do. My apologies, sir, she replied. I'm going to have to use a few of my leave days. Horace frowned. I thought you were saving those up for your holiday in Ibiza. Felicity headed towards the door. When she got there, she turned. Something's come up, she replied. Felicity left Arnold's Incorporated and hailed down a taxi to take her back to her apartment. Henry was still out at work, but that was probably for the best. She headed quickly through to the bedroom, opened up her closet and pressed the secret button right at the back. The back of the closet slid away, revealing her old navy and blood armour, a little dusty but still in full working order. She inserted her hand into one of the gauntlets and allowed it to once again fuse with her body. She turned on the screen on the wrist. It fizzed and crackled before tuning in, showing a flickering blue face with thick black glasses, tufts of hair, and a grey metal body. Identify yourself, proclaimed the demure. Felicity sighed. This is Crochet. Amen. Well, there you go. Chapter 4 over and done with. What'll happen next? Just have to wait and see. Bye.